Hello, and welcome back to another FPL video. Today you are going to see my team selection for Game Week 19. As you can see, we are first going to talk about Game Week 18 team review. Spoiler alert, I'm on a green arrow. We're going to then check the Bruno replacements, as Bruno has been one of the most popular transfers going into Game Week 18, but now he's suspended for 19, so we need to find his replacement, because in 20 then he plays against Liverpool, and I don't think a lot of people will want to hold him. Game Week 19 team selection will be presented at currently how my team is looking, what I'm trying to improve, because I'm always looking for something to improve into my team. We're going to talk about all that, and then you're going to see my transfer plans for the future. As you can see, I'm probably not going to reach my sub goal for the year of 2000 subscribers. It will be around mid-January probably when I reach it, but if we can reach 1900, it would mean the world to me. You can join the mini league, you can join the Discord channel, you can ask me questions, you can follow me on X, all of those great stuff. And now let's go and see how I got that green arrow in Game Week 18. Spoiler alert, I was pretty lucky. Here is how my team did in Game Week 18. I got 74 points. I think it's a pretty good overall score from 42k to 28k. Pretty good jump. Considering that I'm in the higher ranks. Now the team, as you can see, I got very lucky with that whole coming from the bench. Diaz didn't play. It was the first game in the season when he didn't feature, and I still got the points from my bench, where Lewis Hall got a clean sheet against Aston Villa, and I felt like the most luckiest manager on the planet, because Gvardiol got a 2-pointer and I was like, okay, why Ho is on my bench while Gvardiol is playing? At the end of the day, both of them came into fruition. Let's start in goal with Rob Sanchez with a 2-pointer. He was looking like a clean sheet candidate, and then some bonus points and some save points, but he conceded 2 late goals. I don't know if he's going to be a starter against Ipswich though, because the fixtures are coming one after another and Maresca tends to rotate, but that's something that we need to consider for Game Week 19. For now, the 2-pointer, 2 goals conceded, but a save point returned to 2 points. There are keepers that are keeping more clean sheets and are returning more points, but honestly, I can never get the goalkeeper right, so I'm most probably going to stick. In defense, we already talked about Gvardiol with a 2-pointer. He hit the bar, could have scored, then conceded, and he was looking okay in some dangerous positions. I think in the next game against Leicester he is bound a return, so I will keep my belief in him. Ho with a clean sheet, almost got an attacking return as well. No bonus points here as Joelinton scored late on and Ho got pushed away from the bonus. Trent 2-pointer, they conceded pretty early, and Trent was, I would say, awful from set pieces, but I'm not that worried because Trent tends to keep performing well after some stinkers, and the last game should be considered stinker because 2 pointers against Leicester, I don't think it's enough, but yeah, he is one of the best defenders in the world. Attacking wise, if Liverpool manage to keep a clean sheet in the foreseeable future, he will be massive and some attacking returns will be well received. Timber, the biggest surprise in my team, he outscored every defender in that Arsenal defense. I was so worried not owning Raya, Saliba, Gabriel, but at the end of the day, Timber was the right choice. 9-pointer from him. A pretty good result if you ask me. He basically carried my green arrow throughout the week. In midfield, Mbumo with a 3-pointer, that boring game between Brentford and Brighton. I'm keeping Mbumo. I think he's a great asset, and now with the hard games, I believe that 5-3-2 is coming into fruition, and Mbumo will be playing in that striker spot. Salah, 18-pointer. Honestly, Palmer, 1 point better, but at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. Salah and Palmer with the 10 points. I think both of them are just essential to own, as they are not bringing points to anyone. They're just there not to lose points, which is a little bit sad when you think about it, having 2 such expensive assets and you only consider them as price point holders and points blanket to be safe. It's pretty sad, but it's the truth and the reality is that if you don't own both of them, you are losing points whatever happens. Up front, Cunha, until he gets banned, he will probably give them more goals and more points. He was running riot around the United squad. He scored from a corner kick. He wasn't so involved as he was playing on the left of a front three, where 8 Nuri was more advanced and Kune was like protecting 8 Nuri, but at the end of the day, go 3 bonus and an assist. You cannot ask for more. Isaac 8-pointer, pretty good performance. Missed a chance, but then scored one, scored another one, but he got ruled out. So yeah, at the end of the day, pretty good performance from Isaac once again. 5th return in a row, I would say 5th game in a row with a return, because he scored several goals in the last couple of weeks. But yeah, 8 points, more than happy to own him. Joao Pedro, it's getting a little bit frustrating to own, but I don't see myself taking him out. I know that this may sound stupid, but I believe that Brighton play well against the better sides. And guess what? They will be facing better sides. To be fair, Pedro should have been sent off because he tried to strike with an elbow on a opposition player. Thankfully, he missed, but yeah, that's just unacceptable. On the bench, Cahill, non-playing player, just a placeholder. Now there are far better keepers to own. With Flecken's injury, Valdimarsson becomes an option depending on that injury. Areola is a good option, and even Stolarczyk from Leicester. Iversen is now on the bench, so yeah, Cahill just placeholder for a keeper. Diaz with a 0-pointer, as already discussed, that I got the lucky rebound from Ho, but sometimes we get lucky, sometimes we don't. This time I got lucky. Darrell Shea 2-pointer. Thankfully, no one scored less, so I did okay there, and Wings with another 2-pointer, so my squad was almost spot on. But yeah, at the end of the day, everything fell into the right place. This is the squad from Gameweek 18, got lucky, but at the end of the day, we take those and we continue forward. Now, one of the most popular transfers, as already mentioned, Bruno, has been sent off. Let's go and see what replacements I think may suit your strategy. As per usual, I'm going to give you several strategies to replace Bruno Fernandes and a player to replace, and how to proceed with the budget you're having, with the options that you're having, and the way that we're going to go. So I'm not going to showcase to you going for a more expensive player, because apart from Son and Foden, I don't think that there is an expensive player that may found interesting, and I don't think that either of them suit my strategy for the future. And if you like to have Foden, probably because of the fixture run, you can go for him, but I would be simply avoiding that strategy. If you don't own Palmer or Salah, just get them. That's why I'm not recommending them at all. Now, this is the mid-priced budget. Here I have several players missing from this equation, but I have a pretty good reason. The way here is to pivot like before with Saka, to pivot to Son, Foden, whatever. Now you have the money dropped from Saka to Fernandes. Now it's time to find a similar replacement in order to keep the money if you want to follow that strategy. Of course, if you got Bruno regardless of Saka's injury, this is a way to keep the budget in midfield and to try and tackle some scenarios. So Bruno is 8.4, dropping down to one of these guys will give you between 1 to 0.87 something million in the bank. So that's a good way to fund a little bit of an increase somewhere else. But you can still have it here, because if you like Bruno or want to get Bruno back, you can immediately just go and put Bruno back into your squad. Now, we are going to start with Luis Diaz, and you are going to think that I'm crazy recommending Diaz and probably Maddison, but hear me out, guys. Now, Diaz got a full 90 minutes rest against Leicester at home, which is massive. I think that this means that his minutes going forward are going to be way better. 7.5 million is not cheap for sure, but West Ham away, Manchester United at home, if you remember last time what happened to Manchester United, and Nottingham Forest away. So I think against Forest away he will be either benched or taken out early, but against West Ham and Manchester United I strongly believe that he will be a starter, and he will probably play around, let's say, 140 to 160 minutes combined in those two fixtures. West Ham, not amazing defensively. They just lost Koeman and Fabianski. Now, Manchester United, I don't think I need to say how bad they're looking. So, Luis Diaz is a very, very good option, at least in my honest opinion. Maddison is another player that's a little bit frustrating because some games you get the 0 points, but then you get the 15 pointers. Those two players are players that sometimes may not play, may not get you points, but at the end of the road, they will get you the points that you want from them. From 3 games, they will get you around 20 points. Let's say that means on average between 7 points per game. And if you're receiving 7 points per game from a midfielder, you will take it. That's at least my opinion about it. You have to have patience with them. Now, I present to you another option that is, first of all, very popular. And secondly, a very good option because they have a very strong form at the moment. And they're playing a team in the next fixture after that and after that are just not good defensively. 2 of those sides play with 3 at the back and Spurs don't have anyone in the back. So I think Gordon will be a very, very, very popular and strong move. He's finding form and he's becoming more and more dangerous to each rank that I'm seeing. So I would say that the most popular move will be Bruno to Gordon going into game week 19. Gordon, the safest of safest options, covered by form, good attacking fixtures, and cheaper. You're saving around $1 million, which is massive, believe me, even when you pivot. So, Gordon, 1 million saved, 1 million for the future, fixtures, form, and Neones, full 90 minutes, and you know that he's playing. So now here I'm not saying anything about Mbumo, because Mbumo is in a position not to buy, but not to sell, which is not a very good position to be, but still not the end of the world not to own or to not sell. So Mbumo is a player that I would say it's a good one, even though he has awful fixtures. There is Southampton away, by the way, coming on the horizon, but still not very good. And of course, Eze is an option that I haven't mentioned here. First of all, because I don't think he's in a particularly good form. Second of all, because he's not in a great position playing. Third of all, because I think there is a better man from Palace attack for cheaper price. And we're not even sure if Eze is on pens and on all set pieces, as Hughes was taking some. Okay, Hughes is now out, so this will drop their appeal a little bit because Hughes and Wharton were vital for their team. We don't know as of yet how long they are going to be out, but on the deadline news I will try to find the best information there. But honestly, I think if I'm going for a mid-price midfielder, it's going to be one of Diaz, Maddison and Gordon. Gordon probably number 1 pick, Diaz 2 and Maddison 3. But if you're a Liverpool-like fan, maybe Diaz is number 1. Now let's go and see the cheap options and how they look. Moving into the cheaper options, it's the low-priced budget option. Strategy is to fund a move somewhere else because there are some players that may interest you, and those transfers are at least 2 for it to be worth it, at least in my opinion. I've put out here some players that are with great fixtures and or great form, and I think are going to do some damage if you put them into your squad. I'm going to start with Sar, as I already mentioned Eze, and I think Sar is just the better option. 5.8, still as nailed, and you're saving around 1.2 to 3 million going for Sar. He's as nailed as Eze. He is vital. Now with Munus back into the squad, he is giving the space to Munus to flank. Now with Eze back into the squad, Eze playing a little bit deeper, getting the ball to Sar, it's easier for him to score. Southampton at home, Chelsea at home, who have been conceding, and Leicester away. I don't think that this fixture run is easy to avoid. Now selling Bruno to Sar is going to free up around 2.5 to 3 million. So that would mean that you can improve basically João Pedro to Watkins. And Watkins, speaking about him, and Rodgers, they have one of the best fixture runs in the next 3. Brighton, Leicester, Everton. I know Everton are good defensively, so I'm not going to consider them easy fixture, but at the end of the day, Brighton not a very good side defensively, and Leicester in particular, both games at home and both games after the game against Newcastle where they lost, and they will be frustrated. So selling Sar and buying instead of João Pedro, going for Watkins, or selling Sar and selling Cunha if he's banned for Watkins, once again is going to fund your move. There is an option to go for Trent, there is an option to go for Van Dijk, there is an option to go to Gvardiol. A lot of good options to go for, and this will be available when selling Fernandes to the cheapest options. Now let's go and talk about Rodgers once again. Good fixtures, nailed. Now with Tielemans playing as a 10, Rodgers is on the left, and I think that position suits him the best. Getting inside and getting on top speed, it's quite brilliant for him. I know that Brighton may not be the easiest side, but I think Rodgers now will start providing in the next 3, so I'm a little bit worried not owning him. At the end of the day, we cannot own them all, but Rodgers for sure free ups those 3 million. Even if you sell at the price of buying 8.4 and 5.4 buying up to 3 million, those 3 million are going to move major moves. You may be able to afford Haaland as well. I know it's not a very popular pick, but if you sold Saka and now down to Rodgers, you're 5 million up, and that's a lot of money. Now, mentioning the last cheap option here, I want to give a shout out to Elanga. I know that there is Enzo Fernandez, Amat, there is Iwobi, there are some other good cheap options, but I want to give a special shout out to a Forest player, and Elanga has been scoring for fun. Last time he's getting into a good form, more belief in his form, he is getting confident. Confidence is key here. Everton, Wolves, Liverpool. I know it's not the most amazing of fixture runs. Everton good defensively, Liverpool solid defensively, Wolves improving a little bit. Let's not say that they are good defensively, but at the end of the day, it's not considered the easiest of fixtures. Still, Elanga, I think that will suit some teams. Yes, it might be frustrating when he's benched, but he has a high appeal. Now, he's cheapest of the cheapest options that you can go for, but he's an option. Put down in the comment section what strategy you think that replacing Bruno will suit you the most. I think that going for a pivot like Gordon is the best move, but if you want someone with great fixtures and big potential, Sar is my second favorite move. So Gordon in first place and Sar in second. I think those are the two best transfers, but it all depends on your strategy, all depends on your understanding of the game. So make your own decision by following your gut. Now, let's go and see how my team is looking for Game Week 19. Going into Game Week 19, I'm not going to use my transfer as of yet. We're going to discuss what I plan for it, but for now, I haven't used anything. Probably on the deadline stream, it will be where I use my transfer. I have 1.1 million in the bank, and one free transfer. I will use it, and probably from then on, one more week, I will use a transfer and then start saving some to start rotating some players. At least one, I will try to save. Now, let's focus on the next fixtures. Cahill, quickly moving through him. Aston Villa away, but he's not playing, so it literally doesn't matter. Sanchez in goal against Ipswich. I believe that he will be starting. I don't think Chelsea will rotate, as those rotations will catch up to them and they are going to lose some points because of it. Especially in defense, they need to solidify how they look and how they prepare, and swapping keepers, it's not going to cut it, in my opinion. He made some good saves in the last couple of weeks, and he doesn't have very big fault for the goals. Maybe the second one, he could have kicked the ball better, but let's be real, Chelsea were caught on the counter-attack. If he's not playing, I am not just going to get any points from the keeper. I'm more likely to not get any regardless, so it's not the end of the world, but it will be good to add at least 1 or 2 points into the total tally. Moving into defense, it's a completely different story. Here I expect a lot of points, even though there are 3 away fixtures. Brentford, Leicester and West Ham scream goals conceded for those 3 home sides. So Brentford away, they've just lost Ben Mee, they don't have Pinnock, they don't have Ayer. Van der Beek is probably going to be out, so I think Arsenal are scoring. So those of you that own Arsenal attackers, great job here. Most probably you are going to get some massive points, but their defenders are going to be good as well. Here I'm very afraid not owning Gabriel, as at the moment I think that Brentford are not going to be very solid defensively from set pieces. Maybe if they put the low block at 5-3-2, they will get some good defensive solidity, but those set pieces are going to be a danger because they don't know how to prepare for them, even with all those defenders that are basically the B-side defensive team. 5.7 for Timber, a good selling price. He did well in game week 18, but let's see if Gabriel is going to outscore him once again. Guardiola against Leicester. I'm going to say this for a third week in a row. Now it's time for City to turn around their luck, and Leicester have been looking awfully bad. I know that against Liverpool they scored a goal and they could have scored more, but I honestly don't see them getting any points against Manchester City. 6 million for Guardiola. I lost a little bit of money there, but I'm going to hold for the foreseeable future, and Leicester away is a good position for him to score me some good points. Trent against West Ham. They're going to be without Koeman. Areola is not the most secure keeper. He's going to be against Emerson Palmieri and probably someone from the left that is going to play helping him, as it will double cross Salah, but that would leave him a lot of spaces in the opposition. He has no alternative to go for, so I think Trent starts. On the bench, it's Howe. One more week, once again I'm benching him. This may look bad for me, but I just cannot play him against any of those three defenders at the moment. So he's a good sub to have. Probably going to hurt me several weeks when I'm benching him and he's just scoring points for fun. But at the end of the day, you cannot get all the points all the time. So yeah, Howe is going to remain onto the bench. O'Shea facing Chelsea. He has been delivering solid 2-pointers in the last several weeks. Let's see what he's going to do, but for the foreseeable future, I don't see him getting into my squad. In midfield, I'm opting for Salah, Palmer and Mbeumo Diaz in the starting lineup. Salah and Palmer, as already discussed, if you don't own them, please get them, guys. I know that they're not bringing any points, so they're not differentials, but whatever they do, that hurts you massively. Especially Salah, if he's not only not owned in your team, but if he's not your captain, you're losing some serious rank. West Ham away, he loves scoring against West Ham, so I believe that he will be freaking havoc once again. Palmer against Ipswich, a very solid game for Chelsea. 2 games, some points, because in the last 2 weeks they have not been performing, and they are now 7 points away from Liverpool, and even now 1 against behind Arsenal, so they would like to catch up. And Mbeumo against Arsenal, he's going to be 99.9% in my opinion playing as a striker, so I don't see a reason to sell him and or replace him. He's always playing 90 minutes, he's on penalties. I know that they haven't received a penalty as of late, but I honestly believe that he will be a good option for the foreseeable future. Southampton, City and Liverpool are on the horizon for him after Arsenal, but City and Southampton not so good in defense, especially against City. I think when he plays as a striker, he's going to cause damage, and after that the fixture run turns for the good, so basically now selling Mbeumo seems like a waste of moves. And Luis Diaz, as already pointed out in the Bruno replacements section, Diaz, in my opinion, is starting and is going to cause a lot of damage to West Ham against Aaron Wan-Bissaka on the counter-attack. Maybe he's utilized as a striker, even. You never know what slot will cook, but a great option in mind. Harry Winks against Manchester City, last place on my bench for sure, but at least he's playing and he's getting me those points. Up front, Isaac against Manchester United, 9.1. I don't think I will be doing anything with Isaac. Great performance as of late, and against United I think he's scoring once again. So if you're looking for a striker, he should be your top priority. Cunha, until he's banned or confirmed banned, I'm going to keep him. There was a false information that he's banned for 5 weeks. Nothing is officially confirmed, so until it is, I'm going to save him in my side. Since he's banned, was supposed to be banned, he got me 21 points, so let's make it at least 30 and we can call it a day. But for now, against Spurs, without a proper defense in play, he's going to remain in the side. And Joao Pedro, I have the budget to take him out, but honestly, apart from Wood, no one excites me that much, and Wood is in the spot coming from Cunha. So yeah, you get me why I'm a little bit hesitant to go there as of now. But yeah, 5.8 for me is a good price to own, and he tends to perform good against those against those stronger sides. He tends to score a cheeky goal here and there. So now Arsenal defender will be facing Brentford, I have Mbeumo, and after that we'll be facing Brighton, that I have Pedro. So honestly, I will be hoping for my strikers to score against those Arsenal defenders, but still going without an Arsenal defender seems stupid. Now, let's go and see what are my plans for Game Week 19, Game Week 20, and then go on for the upcoming weeks, and that's, of course, apart from any injuries / suspensions. Let's go and see, and I'm going to make everything very, very clear. Here is how my team is looking for Game Week 19. I forgot to mention my captain option for the upcoming week, but of course it's going to be Mo Salah. Vice captaincy goes on Palmer, because when that Liverpool game almost got postponed because of the fog, I was like, oh my god, I made the stupidest mistake of not splitting my captaincy on 2 games. And yeah, I could have lost a lot of points. At the end of the day, I got lucky and that didn't happen, but I will never do such rash things. Everything can happen in a game week or in a game, a tragedy, a storm, something. So I want to be as prepared as much as possible. So now for Game Week 19, I'm looking to make one side move transfer. And probably it's not the smartest option to do a side transfer, but at the end of the day, I think that this is a necessity. That will be selling Timber for Gabriel. That would leave me with 0.4 in the bank, but I strongly believe that Gabriel is going to be an amazing option. Probably Brentford, Brighton, Spurs, Villa, Wolves, City, Leicester, West Ham, Forest, everyone can score against them, and it would seem strange owning a player. But Gabriel, every time when I see a set piece, he is on the receiving end of that set piece. He hit the crossbar in Game Week 17, missed a sitter in Game Week 18, and I just cannot do this to myself and continue suffering of those Arsenal set pieces. Brentford, bad set pieces. Brighton, bad set pieces. Spurs, the worst team, probably after United, but second worst team from set pieces. Villa are not the best ones from set pieces. Wolves, City already conceded. Leicester, West Ham, Forest, United, up until Game Week 29, when Arsenal probably are going to reach the final of Carabao Cup. Until he's blanking there, he has, apart from Forest, every bit of chance to score from those set pieces, and clean sheets are hurting me. I suspect a Timber benching pretty soon, as games are going to come too quickly, in my opinion, while Gabriel is as nailed as it gets. So Gabriel will be my transfer probably for this week, which may seem strange, but this is first of all to protect what I have, because differentials are okay, but if someone that is very owned hurts you, it's a big red arrow. For example, if Gabriel scored today, I was going to be on a red arrow regardless of Timber 6-pointer or 7-pointer or whatever he got. But yeah, Gabriel is going to be my transfer. If Cunha is banned, of course, Ho will come in and I will be a heavy boy, because I like Ho and I like his fixtures. Now, moving into Game Week 20, if Cunha is still not banned, I'm keeping and I'm rolling the transfer apart from any injury news. Crystal Palace for Sanchez, not the easiest fixture, but is the only playing keeper. I can look to sell Sanchez if Cunha is still out, but keepers I'm not a fan of to sell, so for now I will not touch him. Cunha is the main move that I will be looking, but Gabriel, Brighton, West Ham, United, Palace, United, Southampton, United, Arsenal, Spurs and Forest, it doesn't look hard. Ho against Spurs, I think he's conceding, but at the end of the day, good option to play. Now, if Cunha is banned, there are Wood, of course. Wood, who will be facing Wolves. Yes, Liverpool is a bad fixture, but after that, Southampton. After that, it's Bournemouth, Brighton, Fulham, okay, but the fixtures are not looking very good. A player that I really like to add into the equation is Mateta. I know it's Chelsea at home, but it's at home and Chelsea are conceding and Mateta is good. So I think that he's there. And after that, Leicester, West Ham, Brentford, United. 4 easy fixtures. Maybe you're going to say, why don't you bring him for Southampton at home? Because I want Gabriel more than Mateta and I want Cunha to be in my side. Taking a hit, not an option because I have Ho as someone to rely on. Yes, maybe if Luis Diaz does not play, I'm going to get O'Shea points, which might be bad, but still I don't think the -4 will be worth it, and I genuinely don't see a way for Cunha to be banned. So moving into Mateta, that would leave me with 0.1, and that's my budget done for the team. Then moving into Gameweek 21, I don't see anything to do apart from maybe selling Luis Diaz, but if he's and bringing someone like Gordon, who is going to be in a good position, but probably the price will not be there to move for Gordon, so probably just saving the budget. Looking at the fixtures going down, Brighton turn for the better, but I already own Joao Pedro and that's way too much. Maybe double up on Powers is going to be a move. Fulham, an option. United, no thank you. Honestly, holding or finding a good replacement, maybe the move. Then moving into Gameweek 22, once again, the only option seeing as a sellable one is with Diaz and Mbumo. After Liverpool game is a clean sweep, so I'm not going to go there. Salah, Palmer, I don't look like a player that I will be selling, and then probably it's time to sell and say goodbye to Gvardiol. Bringing someone from Liverpool's defense, hopefully Konate is good, and this would mean that I will be selling Luis Diaz here because I don't believe he plays 3 games in a row. So selling Luis Diaz to someone like now the fixtures are way better for Villa, so a player like Rodgers might be coming my way. Rodgers can come in Gameweek 20 as well when Liverpool 20 no. So yeah, here Rodgers is an option, and that would leave me to move to Van Dijk. So something like Rodgers here, midfielder. Where is Rodgers? Okay, here is Virgil. And I have more players from Liverpool, and here is Rodgers. And I will be happy days, and I will continue forward with this team. Then we probably not have a double up here for Liverpool, but then we here have a double up and looking to bring in as soon as possible probably Wissa, because he will be facing where is Brentford, West Ham, Leicester, Everton, Villa. Options. So yeah, moving to Gabriel and then Mateta leaves me with the full squad. I have a benching option, and Gameweek 25 is probably where Liverpool will have Everton and Wolves. Triple captaining Salah, having 2 players from Liverpool, maybe downgrading Sanchez to someone. Henderson might be an option. Not the best of options, maybe going for Pickford for that double up. Yes, a lot of options on the horizon for me. I think I'm in an okay position. Let's see how it goes. But yeah, let's close up the video. On tomorrow's one, you see the deadline news and what's happening with some injuries, etc, etc. We're going to talk about, once again, the players around the team and around the game that are popular. Stay tuned for more content. Let's wrap up the video and we'll hear from you. As per usual, we will be ending the video giving shoutouts to the members of the channel. Seth, Florin, who gifted 20 on deadline streams, Zach and Oscar Papa. Thanks so much for being members of the channel. That means the world to me. You can join by clicking a button down in the below the video. I think it's for you if you're on a mobile. I have no idea where is the button, but there is a join as a member button. Basic, advanced and legendary are the levels. Thanks so much for being part of the community. Even if you cannot join as a member, you can subscribe to the channel, you can like the video, you can give a comment. Those were my Gameweek 19 team selection videos. I'm gaining some ranks. Hopefully I will try to maintain it and to keep progressing step by step and going forward. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for being part of the community, and I will see you soon tomorrow with one more video. And then, of course, a deadline stream for the upcoming Gameweek 19. But for now, guys, I'll be heading out. Bye!